Greetings gamers, welcome back to episode 2 of the Building IFK Goteborg series with FM20. It's going pretty damn good and you're going to see that in just a tick. Now the only sort of thing really is we're actually, surprise surprise, getting too many regions. I think it's just absolutely overwhelmed my sort of scouting structure, the sort of way we have the database now. It's just insane how many are coming through. I've had to completely rethink how I do my scouting structure. I think I've come up with something, so we'll see if it works or not, and if it does I'll obviously feed it back to you guys if you're so interested. Maybe do a special scouting episode for this method. But to just give you an idea how it kind of feels like at times, well, basically just imagine, and I'll put up a nice video maybe to demonstrate, just imagine you're on a football pitch, and there's a few of you, and then, oh God, Jesus Christ, there's players everywhere, dear God, they're everywhere. Yeah, that's kind of how it feels with Regens. You'd sort of just clicking on a few, when you sort of filter in it, there's a few here, a few there, and then boom, tens of thousands out of nowhere. It's ridiculous, but in a good way. Now that kind of bit's out the way, let's get into the game and see what's happened since we last met. And we're back, guys, and I've just made, you can tell it's new for me coming back into YouTube. I made a little bit of a rookie mistake. I forgot to change the scene on my OBS, and so I've just done an 8-minute segment, maybe a 5-minute segment of what's going on, some of the regen stuff, some of the games and bits and bobs going on here and there. And then I just happened to flick over and spot that I was talking with the kind of IKEA background on. Also playing 2 double live com today, so I've just realised that I've been talking with the game not showing in the background. It's still rusty when that happens. So, let's try again. So we've only played a couple of games since we last met from the Swedish Cup semi-final win over AIK. You can see it's a nice lovely green. We played a friendly against Koge, who are a decent side in Denmark, so it was a nice little test for us. Not amazing, but decent. We then played the first league game against Falkenberg's FF. They are probably one of the worser teams inside the league, so obviously it's hard to really judge everything on this, but it was a really good, solid performance. We scored a few goals late on. There were just loads of chances, especially late end to the game. It was just highlight after highlight after highlight. It was one of those games that was oh God, just make it end. But obviously it was good because we were dominating and scoring goals. So it's kind of one of those things. But Niels Frolling got his first league game, first goal in the league on his league debut. So that was really good to see. Afjan did really, really well. Georgie is just still banging goals in. So, yeah, he's just doing amazingly as well. All in all, really great performance, which was brilliant. And Rasmus Filkström got on goal as well. In terms of the Hammarby game then, that was a 2-0, a little bit more tighter, but we still did really well, and we definitely deserved to win this game. We kind of did well in the early parts, got the goal through Georgie, obviously. The mid-section between the first and second goal, it was a bit bitty. Both teams had a few little things here and there. It kind of just didn't flow. But then we grabbed the second and pretty much dominated from there on as well and had a few more chances. And they had a late sniff at it. But yeah, we definitely deserve to win that one. And they are a decent side, so that does fill me with good hope. Because my main aim this season really to try and push in and get, I don't know why it shows this many, because I've looked in the rules and it only shows having one qualification spot for the Champions League play, the knockout rounds, the preliminary rounds. And then 3 for the Europa League low down preliminary rounds, so that's only 4. So I don't really get where this extra one is and what this kind of different colour here is. That kind of makes it look like you get 2 Champions Leagues and then Europa League. I don't get it. If anyone obviously playing this league knows a little bit more, that's just what I can see from the rules. If there is more, do let me know. And obviously, I don't really know about the Swedish Cup. I've kind of not looked yet. I kind of wanted to be a surprise to see if if we do win, do we get Europe and things. But that is obviously coming up. It is against Norrköping, which is literally a week after playing them in the league. I love how it kind of groups them always together. It's really random how they always seem to fall together. But yeah, so far so good. Couple of wins, and we now play Malmo and Mjallby. Now there isn't loads of league games in the season, so we are going to sort of have small gaps between games because I want to give a good amount of live comms and sort of I don't want to completely flick through the seasons lightning fast, because you don't really get invested into it. I don't want to get you guys invested into it and enjoy it as much as I am so far. I'm really sort of loving life in Sweden with Gothenburg. I don't know how to say it. I genuinely don't know how to say it. I'm kind of waiting to see how you guys kind of say it in the comments and things, so please do help me out with that one. But yeah, 2 big games. See obviously how we get on here. Hopefully we can pick up some results. But a win and a draw, like if we can beat Mjallby and maybe get a draw against Malmo, that'd be ideal. But Malmo aren't, absolutely flying off the blocks. They are in 11th, but only early days. So that's that one. Now, I did want to, obviously, I kind of talked about in the intro and show you a little random video of obviously people invading the pitch. Let's just sort of show you how and what I mean about the regens. So this is the youth intake for what has happened so far in 2020. So we're up to April. So, we're not even a major bit into the season. We've had 30,000 regens come through so far, which is insane in a kind of good way and bad way, because it means I can't do the normal regen scouting method. What I've kind of reverted back to, and I'll kind of slightly show you what the shortlist is at the minute, the default shortlist. So we've got, about 1,600 players on there. So a number of them I just did when we first came into the game. I did about a day just scouting all the youth teams, all the clubs in various leagues, all over the place. It took me ages, but I like to kind of do that at first, get a nice scout pool to just work your way through, because you don't always know how long it'll be before good regens come through anyway, so it's nice to get some good young players coming through. A number of these on here are sort of contracts expiring that I'm going to hopefully tap up. A number maybe won't quite fit us or are going to be too expensive, but I'm just sort of scouting them all. They're kind of on the radar, and I can make my decision once I kind of see what happens with, if we get Europe and if we do get any more money or anything, which I kind of don't feel like we will, but they're kind of just there or thereabouts. But we do obviously have a lot of regens on this list now. What I did with all that 30,000 is basically I filtered out all the big nations. So I got rid of England, got rid of the United States, got rid of like Holland, Denmark, not Croatia, Spain, France, Germany, and so on. And that cuts out a lot of them. I got it down to about 10,000, I think it was. And out of that, I then put them all into a shortlist, painstakingly, into my holding pen shortlist. And if you don't know how I do this, just go check out my video I did at the back end, the first sort of area of FM20. Shows you my methods. And put them all on there, went through, removed kind of the ones that want interesting transfer with us. I removed ones that, because obviously even though you don't know everything about them, so for example, we'll go down, like midway down here, because obviously I have it set so that you have to scout them. I don't know everything about them. I think it's a bit more of a challenge that way. I know some YouTubers and a lot of people that play the game have the kind of hidden thing off so you can see all the attributes. I just like the challenge. If I didn't, I could obviously just go in the scout thing and just put in there the stats I want and it comes up. And maybe that would be an easier way of doing it in terms of less stress and stuff like I had on the last series, but I enjoy doing it this way. But either way, sometimes you do see, like the 1 to 8 part of it. So I always go on and filter out sort of determination at most 5. And if you can see any of them and they're maxed 5, then we get rid of them, because they're obviously going to be rubbish. Pace, max 6, because if they're that slow, they're probably never going to get really good. Get rid of them. So I do a little bit of filtering that way. I filter out all the wingers, because I don't use wingers. And eventually, it got down to about 4,000 or 5,000. And then I just literally scouted the top 500 in terms of value. That's literally all I did. Put them on the shortlist. So they're obviously on the shortlist of 1,500, 1,600. The rest I've ditched off, and we will miss a few that way, but what I'll do then is probably a couple times a year I'll go through the international teams and I'll scout them that way. And if you're interested to see a video of me doing the scouting stuff, let me know in the comments down below. That can be your sort of contribution for the comments today. Yes or no, how are you finding regens, and would you like me to do kind of my method here? So that is that. Now then, I can glance over this time and nicely see that the actual screen is on and showing you the game this time, because this was that exact moment. I did all that previously and then looked over and saw that it wasn't recording the screen. I was like, oh god. So this is our lineup then. We've basically had to bring Sana in for Afian, who is carrying a bit of a knock. He got injured in the last game, but he is returning, so he'll probably be ready for the next game. But for this one, we've got Frolling, Sana, Krishvili, who is just banging in the goals and performances. Bjorkgren, who has been a little bit quiet so far, but hopefully he'll obviously develop and do alright. He's obviously still settling into the team. We've got early marking that ball midfielder, Yusuf, Verneson, Calissier, Wilkström, Yallo and Anistis, We do have De Gracer injured currently at the minute. He's out for about 8 days or so. So we've got Calasia and the youngster Vilkstrom, who is doing pretty good with his game time so far and still has potential, which is good to see. Let me know down in the comments any particular players you do want to see more detail. I'm going to show you Georgie, just because he's our main man. He's got the full 5 on there. Star player for us. He's worth 1.4 million. I think some teams will come knocking for this guy come sort of the summer window, but we'll have to see. We did get actually one transfer offer for this guy I kind of forgot about. It was from Kalmar in our division, but it literally said that he wasn't that bothered about talking to them, so I was like, yep, get rid. I think he only offered about 1 point something million anyway, so it wasn't a major one. But anyway, let's get into the first game, because I don't want it to be all talk and no action. Let's play Malmo, and hopefully let's have a good game. But yeah, so far I'm really enjoying this. I think that it's going to be interesting having that 9 homegrown player rule. It's going to make it different to probably the other series I've done, where it's definitely not been as kind of tough. You know, normally if you have that rule, it's probably a couple, 2, 3, 4 maybe. So half the entire playing sort of match squad, that is definitely going to make it interesting to sort of keep up with getting homegrown players, getting Swedish players and things like that. As Georgie, what a goal. He scored one just like that in the, I think it was it? It might have been his goal against Hammarby actually. I think it might have been his goal against Hammarby. It was very similar to that. But he just loves a free kick at the minute. Darlin, who we had with Midtjylland, Johan Darlin, he was our goalkeeper with Midtjylland. There's a few players like knocking around from previous series in this league, and which is kind of cool. But here we are, Sanna, Froling, what can he do? Found Bjorkgren, goes to Bjorkgren again. We've got a few players in the middle there crowding themselves out, I think. They need to sort of spread out, offer options, not just crowd in the middle. There's Ishmael down this wing. He's got support. We need to try and defend this, guys. Cuts it inside. Antonsson, the ex-Leeds player, good block. Ishmael, oh, he's unmarked. Oh, that's an easy tap in for Marcus Antonsson. Ismail Diaz down this left-hand flank there, causing a few little issues early doors, and it is level. That's really annoying because that was such a good free kick. It was actually a really good block as well, but annoyingly gets the opportunity at the second attempt, and it's back level pegging. But this is a really good side, so it's got to be, you know, if we lose, we lose. If we draw, we draw. If we win, then brilliant. But, you know, this is one of those games where it doesn't all bank on this one, that's for sure. And, ooh, that was very close, actually, from Malmo. But 10 minutes in, 1-1. Few chances for each team. But let's try and see if we can get our foot on the ball here. Bjorkgren into Erling Mark. Good dink out for Wernerson. Back into Sanna. Well, I have noticed that obviously Wernerson is our supporting wing-back, but he does seem to get sometimes more involved than Yallo, who's our attacking wing-back, which is really interesting, as Yusuf comes forward here. Georgie, oh, saved by the keeper. I do apologise in advance, my throat is killing today, so I do apologise if I keep coughing or whatever. I don't have, yeah, you know. Probably shouldn't joke about it, but yeah, you know, I'm not going to say it. Yellow, cuts, oh, blocked. We're doing good pressing though, we're good. We're pushing them, we're having chances. That's all I can ask against a good side like Malmo, who are obviously favourites for the league this season. Sanna puts it in, Vilkstrom can't make it. Yusuf, Sanna dinks the ball, cleared out from, just hacked clear from Larson there. Yallo, another highlight though, so it's good to see us getting highlights. We're not like getting pummeled by them, that's for sure. Wernerson, can he find someone? Dinks inside, it's Wernerson, shoots. Ooh, Darling with the save there. Lots of opportunities. Just make sure that we haven't had like an update that's put it on. Why is it on that? Oh, God. Every time an update comes down for FM, and I didn't notice anything, but something must have happened there, because every time there's an update, it always reverts back to extended highlights. And I was just thinking, I was like, that's a lot of highlights early doors. Although, ooh, that's Antonsson through the middle. Ooh, good save from Anistis. Antonsson gonna cause us trouble, it seems, there. They have got a corner kick. Can we defend this one? Come on, let's get it clear. Maybe spring a counter. Good header from Erling Mark. It's really useful having him as like the ball midfielder, because he kind of can play centre back. So he's got all the good stats for like good heading. A few times in matches already I've seen where the ball's kind of been lumped up and he's just dominated that kind of screen in front of the back line, because generally he's only fighting with short playmaker like number 10s, and obviously he's a big kind of centre back basically, so it's a really good like little matchup at the minute having him in there, and that's something key I'm trying to look at this year. It's not something I've really looked at too much, is things like heading and having like big players in there. But we are looking focused. It's still 1-1, approaching half-time, but there is a highlight here for Wilkstrom. What's he going to do? It goes wide, finds Yallo, he's got Frulling and Yusuf in the middle. Goes to Sana. Finds Bjorkgren. Not a lot of support. Frulling has pulled quite wide there, but here's Yallo, needs to get it in, dawdled a little bit. Yusuf into the box, just wide from Yusuf though. I noticed Frulling seemed to pull himself a bit wide there, but early doors, in this match still, 12 shots, decent possession. I think we're definitely the better of the two teams. I think it's been an evenish match, but I think we've definitely been the better, I would say. He wants to say it's disappointing? No. I'm going to say we've been the better team, keep doing it. Because we have been. You can't say that to the guys. Even the Malmo, they've only played 2 games and they're 11th. And yes, technically we're top of the league, but again, we've only played 2 games. You can't say it's disappointing to be drawing with arguably the best team in the league. That seems a little bit broken, but Birgit with the goal early into the second half. Your Inga Birgit, 4th goal of the season. That's a bit of a sucker punch, to be honest. Knudsen with the throw-in goes to Ishmael, back to Knudsen, who then just belts across along. Not the greatest defending from our fullback there. Right, we're going to go for demand more. See if we can just get ourselves G back up. We still look like we should be the better side, but not quite hitting the mark, it seems, today, which is a little bit frustrating. Because, like I say, we seem to be doing all right. Bjorkgren, another quiet game from him. Don't really know why, but I'm going to swap Ibrahim on. An early mark in there. I bring Sana off. We'll bring Amin on. He is obviously fit enough to come on, just can't really do the whole match. And I think we'll also chuck Yallo over for Verneson, and we'll bring Williams on this flank. So we'll make the full 3 changes. We'll roll the dice. Still a bit of time to go. Let's see if they're fresh legs, because we've kind of got fresh legs in a few positions there. Let's see if they can make the difference here. As Calisir goes wide to Yallo. Can he cross it now? Come on, needs to find someone. Seems a bit hesitant at crossing for some reason, even though he's down to cross more. Ibrahim goes wide. What can Williams do? Fresh legs on the pitch. Will he whip it? Come on, whip it. Find someone. Early mark. Goes all the way back to Yallo. Just keeps it in. He goes back to Ibrahim. So the highlight's continuing. Come on, let's make something of this. Ibrahim goes into Yusuf. Goes wide to Yallo. Need a cross this time. Come on, put it in. Just put the ball in. There we go. Williams. Oh, saved by Darlene. I thought that was going to be a goal. Come on, boys. Come on. I'm going to go for a get creative out there as well. Affin puts the corner in. Defended. Cleared as well. But we should pick it back up. Come on. Let's put the pressure on, boys. Last sort of 10 minutes of the game here. It'll be a real shame to lose this one, because I feel like, definitely looking at the stats here, 23 shots. We've been the better side, I think. 1, 2... There we go. Hit of the crosses. Let's go for hit of the crosses as well. Let's try and see if that makes a difference. Right, last few minutes. Come on, boys. Come on. Get an equaliser. We deserve it. We deserve it. Push forwards. Extra time. Come on. Right, this is it. Come on. Afien. Ball goes in. Oh, I thought it was going to go to the guy at the back post then. Georgie will pick it back up. Whips it in. He's going to be offside, though. Yeah, he's offside. Don't think it's going to be our day, guys. There's still a couple of minutes left if we can get the ball quickly, but I think that's going to be it. Oh, that's disappointing. That's a real disappointment to lose that one there. I don't think we deserve to lose it, but Malmo are a really tough side. But 30 shots, guys. We had 30 shots in that game. 14 off target isn't brilliant. We had no clear cuts, but 2 half chances, 62% possession. A lot of the stats are really good. Like 96% of our tackles we won. That is really good. That is really, really good, in fact. But unfortunately, we just let ourselves down a couple of times, and that's killed us. But it's a shame. It is a shame. I'm going to say disappointing for this time, because second half was worse than the first half. But yeah, Malmo and AIK both winning there. Either way, we're going to the next game against Mjallby, who are just a few places below us, so hopefully we can get a win against them, bounce back, and keep pressing on in the league. Right, so we're back for the Mjallby, I think that's how you say it anyway, Mjallby game. AIK just played and won, so they're obviously making a bit of a resurgence compared to last year. So let's see how we do against them. And we're going to line up with pretty much the same squad. Afyan is in, Williams is in because Yellow took a knock and Sema also took a knock actually. So he's going to have to swap out as well. So we have a little bit light on the bench, a few little injuries here and there popping up. I've been having a few trials coming in and out just to sort of help with the scouting side of things. If I can get a few of them in, it at least means that if they're rubbish, I can just bin them straight off and we don't have to bother scouting them. So yeah, I've got a few. He's one of the ones I've had in. I've had about 30 or so in this week, but yeah. Let's get to the game. Let's see if we can bounce back with a win today and press back on and see if Georgie can make it another game in a row with a goal. That'd be pretty awesome. I'm a bit annoyed that was a really good free kick and it unfortunately came to nothing that last game, but we'll try and give them a bit of faith for this game and see if we can get them out there and firing, because we didn't do bad. That's the thing. I'm a little bit disappointed because we played pretty well. We had chances and possession and that kind of stuff, but just couldn't make it count unfortunately in that last one. But wow, the early start of this game's racing on. So let's just, wow, it's flying by. Let's get creative. See if we can get something here. It's Frolling, Williams, dinks it, and I think it was blocked, but falls to Yusuf. Wilkstrom. Ooh, goes back to the keeper. I was a little bit worried what he was going to do there, but he got it back to the keeper. And obviously, in that sweeper keeper attack, he's out there on the edge of the box, ready to sort of mop up and do what needs to be done. Calicia, we're playing it around, but we need to be careful here. I'm a bit why we've played it back to the goalkeeper twice. I don't think it required that too much, and they are pressing it. So let's just get around their press, guys. I'm assuming they're doing quite a high press here, seeing as if they are pushing up a bit. But Verneson goes, oh, there's Williams. He's through. Williams, oh, he should have scored. Williams should have scored it. Wing back to wing back. Definitely a missed opportunity there, but we've got the corner. Can we make it count this time? There's Wilkstrom. Bjorkgren will pick it back up. Should go wide. Cuts into Yusuf this time, actually. And I think we're a bit crowded now. We need to spread it out. Come on, where's the wing backs? Get out wide, guys. Well, the goalkeeper's seen a lot of action, but I mean, it's mostly been passing the ball. I've not really seen him actually do that, really, so far. And he seems to have done a lot of it in this game. And Frolling is chasing down. He does seem to like drifting wide as Frolling. I'm kind of tempted maybe to put him on like whole position, because he just seems to like drift around, which I think, oh, hang on, he's through. Frolling. As I'm slating the guy for his positioning, he goes and bangs one in. All you've got to do is a tried and tested technique of FM is slag off a player and they come good for you. So who should we slag off next? Maybe Yusuf? Yeah, bloody Yusuf, go. And maybe he'll score now, who knows. But yeah, great goal from the Ginger Ninja, Frolling with that one. Makes it 1-0 to Goteborg. And that's his 4th goal of the season there. We don't need to see it again. Now let's see if we can push on, guys. 20 minutes in. Let's try and get a second. Because obviously after the last game, I'm a bit wary of being on a 1 goal. Now obviously we kind of conceded last time. We haven't done that so far this time around. I'm going to put out another get creative. Just see if we can go get that 2nd goal. And yeah, I don't know. Let me know what your thoughts are about maybe putting on kind of a hold. We can't hold position. Okay, so it looks like it does like to roam anyway. Being advanced forward. Maybe it's score with like a poacher, do you think, instead? Maybe, I'm just sort of thinking, is it better to maybe have a player that's sort of more set there as like the focal point? Or is his movement actually helping like the likes of Georgie behind him to find space? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. What should we go for then, guys? We'll go for a guard against complacency. Again, it's 1-0 and we had this kind of last time where it was kind of tight. So I don't want to throw anything away here. But let's see what the second half brings. George having a bit of a quiet game so far. I think if it's still like this at about 65th minute, we'll give him a demand more sort of team talk. Which I think we'll do now, actually. We'll give him a demand more. We're all looking focused and we've got a highlight. Anistis with the ball. Finds Wilkstrom, who goes wide like he should. Yeah, that's good. Williams. I would like to see a bit more crossing from the wing backs. That is definitely something that just seems to be a little bit but that was a decent dinked effort. Frolling, obviously, he's come wide, but cuts it into Yusuf. Yusuf! Oh, I thought he was going to do it. We slagged him off, and I thought he was going to actually score the goal. But, oh, just wide for him there, which is a bit of a shame. Who's not performing then? George is having a bit of a quiet game, but he is lethal, so I'm kind of feeling like leaving him on, to be honest. Everyone's playing all right. I mean, Amin is coming back from an injury, so we'll bring him on. We'll bring him off for Abraham, give him a bit of a run out, see what he can do potentially off the bench. And I think again we'll get creative, see if the guys can do anything. Last sort of 10 minutes of the match, I think there's a highlight coming. We'll see what the highlight is first, actually, and then I'll decide about my substitution. I was thinking about bringing early Mark off, bringing Abraham on, but let's see what happens here. Yusuf, Georgie, oh Georgie, no, oh dear. Oh dear, Georgie, what were you playing at? I think we'll actually bring you, Georgie, off as well. I think both the MCs struggle a little bit today. I think we'll also bring early Mark off for Raheem, just because he's another young player. I want to keep giving him game time. I want to develop him. I'm going to do a talk, but we have got a highlight. It's been one of those kind of games. It's been an interesting game. Not our best, but if we can grab a second later on, that would be fine with me. It's Bjorkgren. Come on, boys. That's his first goal for the club there. Fabulous strike. Jon Bjorkgren finds the back of the net, and he has been quiet for us, but good to see him finally on the score sheet, and hopefully there'll be more to come. But yeah, look, Nils Froling, he's down out wide, and now there is obviously options in there because we've got the AMC, the two AMCs, shadow striker and attacking mid. We've got obviously the box-to-box, but you'd rather obviously have your striker up there trying to get those opportunities. So I don't know if maybe going to like a poacher instead, just because he'll just sort of stay as a focal point, might be better. But either way, guys, we've got a 1-win, 1 loss out of today. Arguably probably should have been a draw and a loss, like we kind of predicted almost. But yeah, that sees us third in the league then. 4 games, 3 wins, 1 loss. That is not too shabby so far. We will be back then in the next episode for the Sirius, I think. No, it'll be back for the AIK and Trelleborg's FF game. Hope you're excited for that one. If you are, do not forget to drop a like. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.